Hi everyone, Chris Natzke here with Black Belt Leadership Speaking and Coaching with your Mind of a Champion tip of the week. Today I want to talk about the subject of decisions. I recently read that scientists estimate that we make approximately 35,000 decisions every day. Imagine that, 35,000. Now, that starts with things as simple as what we're going to eat for breakfast that day, what we're going to wear in terms of clothing, all the way to decisions that are actually life-altering and that can make a tremendous impact on our lives and those that are closest to us. So this whole idea of decisions is a really important piece of our lives and in our businesses. And I find that many times I have in the past gotten into what I would call analysis paralysis, always trying to choose which decision is the perfect one. And really, rather than focusing on making the right decision, I probably focused on avoiding the wrong decision, right? And where's the power in that? But the fact of the matter is when we get to be very adept at creating a decision making process, what will end up happening is we can really start moving ahead faster and more impactfully in our lives. I'm reminded of a time, this is back in 1995, back in the old dark ages when I first opened my martial arts school. And I was in a very precarious place because not only was it one of the most exciting times of my life, it was also one of the scariest. I had never done my own business before. I'd always worked for someone else. And now with, at the time, a wife and 2 small children, this was it, man. I had to make this thing work. And I remember one very specific day, I was standing in my office getting ready to go out and teach children's class. And there were 3 kids out on the mat before class and they were warming up, doing their thing. And I was in the office looking out through a plexiglass window, and I was literally shaking because I was nervous about hitting my revenue goal for that month. Now, quite honestly, when I look back at it now, it was totally unnecessary, but I was totally into my stuff at that time. And my knees were literally shaking, wondering, am I going to be making enough money this month in order to cover my expenses? And then something hit me. I thought to myself, those parents who are paying me tuition for those kids that are on the mat, they're doing so not only for me to teach them how to kick and punch, but they want me to teach them about confidence, focus, and about goal setting and achieving those goals. They want me to be providing that service to them, and I'm in my office shaking with my knees, right? So I made a decision. Here was my decision. I said, there are only 3 kids out on that mat today, but I'm going to go out and teach this class as if there were 20 students on the mat. And beyond that, not just this class, but every time I go out and teach a class from now on, whether it's 2 students, 5 students, 10 students, I'm going to teach you with the same focus and enthusiasm as if there were 20 students on the mat. Well, you know what happened? Within a year, I had over 200 students at that location. And the average school in the martial arts school in the country was about 80 students. And then within 5 years, we had over 500 students training with us. It all started with a decision. So what are your decisions? How are you going through the decision process? Well, I've got 4 ideas that I want to share with you that I've come to learn, and I also teach my coaching clients this, that really I think helps us to make empowered breakthrough decisions. And number 1 is pre-commit to your decisions. Pre-commit. Well, what does that mean? Well, oftentimes I'll be coaching someone and say they want to get into an exercise program. They want to get their bodies moving again for whatever reason. And what I say to them is pre-commit to that morning walk when you're feeling great about it. And then create an environment where it's easy to follow through on that commitment. So if you've committed to yourself that you're going to get up and walk in the morning, rather than wait until the morning comes when you're underneath those warm covers to make the decision, commit to it the night before and have all your clothes laid out, at the edge of your bed. Your shoes are right there. It's just easy to put on the shirt, put on the shorts, put on the shoes, get going. You've pre-committed, to that decision. Number 1, pre-commit. Number 2 is this. Number 2 is trust your decisions. I mean, I don't know about you, but I've made many decisions in my life where after I made it, I started doubting myself. Oh, was this the right thing to do? Should I have done something different? And when we're doing that, we're not fully present in the moment, moving with the power of our decision. Years ago, I had a coach of mine tell me, he said, Chris, 100% is easy, but 99%'s a bitch. What he meant by that is if you're 100% committed to a decision you've made, all the forces of nature will begin to align with you. But if you're at 99% and there's just 1% wobble, you're not going to be fully engaged in taking the action against your decision. And like my good friend Teresa Byrne has often told me, she has a saying that says that the kryptonite of the superhero is doubt. The kryptonite of the superhero is doubt. So where can you lean into trust in your decisions? Number 3 is, if you've made a mistake, forgive your decisions. My gosh, we all make mistakes, right? And I know this is the one I have to work on the most. I try to always be at the very best, like I'm sure you do. And sometimes, folks, we mess up. Sometimes we make the wrong decision. But just like if you were speaking to a friend who maybe made a wrong or poor decision, you probably wouldn't be hammering on them. You would be treating them gently. You'd be supportive of them. Many times, though, we don't do that for ourselves, do we? So if you've made a mistake, make sure you forgive that decision. And then finally, and probably one of the most important aspects, is celebrate your decisions when they turn out well. I don't know about you, but many times I make a decision, I take action, I have the little victory, and then I just keep moving on to the next and the next and the next. And I never stop to celebrate and reflect on the victory. But when we do that, when we celebrate on the victory, what we do is we begin to build confidence inside of ourselves. Because we say, man, we've made a good decision there. We can make another good decision coming forward. But if we don't stop and reflect, we don't give ourselves the opportunity to integrate that in our consciousness. So there you have it, my friends. There's 4 keys to making breakthrough decisions. Pre-commit, trust your decisions, forgive your decisions if you mess up, and then finally celebrate them when they go well. So there you have it, my friends. There's my keys for today. And as always, I'm so grateful that you shared this time with me. If you got value from this, please like, share, and comment below. And also, I'll tell you what, if you're ready to make a decision to have a breakthrough result in your life, check out in the comments below my upcoming program called the Breaking Through Coaching Program. It's a 6-week journey that I'm going to take a group through to help you have a breakthrough in that 6 weeks or less. And we're going to be getting started on November 10th. So if you're interested about having a conversation with me about that, see if the program's right for you, just click on the link below and we'll get that set up. So thanks so much for listening, folks. Once again, this is Chris Natzke with Black Belt Leadership Speaking and Coaching, and we'll see you next time on the Mind of a Champion Tip of the Week.